Hi, and welcome to this week's video podcast. We're talking about Pilates method, and in particular, working with physical therapists who attain Pilates certification and the impact of that on physical therapy practice. I have with me Sam Schoeneman, a physical therapist from Alpine Physical Therapy, who has gone through extensive certification, and she'll talk about that momentarily as a physical therapist and the impact it's had on her practice and the relevance of certification at Alpine Physical Therapy. Sam, we're glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, looking back at your career, you're a physical therapist, you got a master's degree in physical therapy, but you also added a unique certification in Pilates method. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was exposed initially to Pilates in 2002. And then as a course of PT and treating my own back pain, I discovered the benefits of Pilates and actually using the equipment to really manage my low back pain. And it was the tool that I found was most effective, and that was probably about 2004. 2005, I went to pursue in Southern California a very extensive, comprehensive Pilates program where in the course of a year and a half, 2 years, I went through the training of all of the equipment and did the hours and went through a certification program to gain that knowledge of the use of all of the apparatus and the method, and then brought it into my practice.
Well, you really brought Pilates methods to Alpine Physical Therapy. Can you think back and how that started and how that may have changed what we do at Alpine Physical Therapy?
Yeah. So a lot of what we see at Alpine is chronic low back pain, and so again, it was just a really natural fit for us to use it in our practice, and it's a very safe place for a person that has a lot of back pain to start to learn how to move again without pain and really start to tap into those muscles that support the spine and reduce pain, and then again increase function. So as we had success with patients, other therapists started to use the equipment and started to get excited about the impact that it had on their patients. And as it grew from the success that it had on the patients and their ability to get better faster, we had a greater interest in our therapists here wanting to know more information about the Pilates method and really what the equipment offers.
Well, to the point that I know it was you that really was behind this as far as getting our physical therapists sort of up to speed through some introductory certification programs in physical therapy and Pilates. How did that all come about?
Well, we went ahead and I felt it's very important for anybody that's going to be using Pilates to have that foundation of really a true understanding of where the exercises come from, what the use of the exercises and the equipment are for, and gaining what that practice is, how Joseph Pilates developed it. And once you have that foundation, as a physical therapist, you can use that to address dysfunction and impairments and work with the patient, and the physical therapist then can use that foundation and modify it as needed to get that patient back on track. And then also it allows just better communication for that long-term management, so that the PT does know how to tell the community Pilates instructor, okay, when you're doing this sort of thing on the reformer, they have the same language and they're able to really have that continuity of care. And the patient has that too. When they go to a mat class, they know what to engage, and just really helps everybody find that long-term independent management using Pilates actually.
Well, it was pretty amazing to have all 8 of our physical therapists, at that time 8, we now have 10 physical therapists, as far as getting a certification with use of the reformer and so forth. Just thinking back about an intensive 2-day course, what do you think the impact's going to be on our physical therapists and our patients?
One, I feel like it has really laid a solid foundation for every therapist that went through that course to have that greater knowledge of where the work comes from and where the detail and being very specific in the movement and the cueing, and how the reformer can really take it to the next level as far as tapping into the correct movement patterns. Two, it really allowed for everybody in our clinic to really talk the same language when we're looking at patients, and that continuity of care and taking it to a level of expertise that you don't see in a lot of clinics. So I think it's just really, again, with anything, it's that the fundamentals of a certain method that's really key, and then you can build from that. But having that foundation is really important.
Well, and I think it's made a big difference. I know it has in my practice and the impact I can have on my patients. Sam, I just want to thank you for the vision that you had for bringing Pilates method to Alpine Physical Therapy, for helping to direct the program and grow the program, for having the insight to have certification for our physical therapists and the difference that makes in our patient care. Thanks a lot for being with us today, Sam.
Thank you.
We've just completed 3 days of intense training toward Level 1 Reformer certification. This is one step toward an overall Pilates instructor certification. I want to introduce our instructor, Roger Gonzalez-Hibner from Los Angeles. He's been doing Pilates since about 1995. He is a faculty member with Balanced Body University, which is exactly whom we've been working through the certification with. Roger has an extensive background in Pilates. He was a joy to have with us, and I just want to ask Roger today, Roger, what do you think about a group of 8 physical therapists that gets together and says, you know what, we as a group want to get certified in Pilates?
It is a wonderful idea in my experience. You are pioneers doing this in the world of physical therapy and adopting the Pilates method to use it in your practice. And to want to take it that seriously, to look for certification in it is, I think, an astounding quality. Just speaks for you.
It's interesting you bring that up because we've been doing Pilates for a long time, but I think that idea of going to the next level for the certification is sort of a stamp of excellence on already what's been a great work.
I would agree with you, and to me it speaks about your understanding of the work, of the method, that it is valuable enough to you that you'd want to really sink your teeth in it and not allow it just to be a tool, but to actually understand it fully and
well, I think from our perspective, the thing that was enlightening to me, I mean, it's one thing to understand an exercise, even to how to instruct that exercise. It's another to sense your passion about the work and to begin to digest that a little bit as we take that work to another level. And it's been fantastic. I really appreciate you coming, and I especially want to thank again Roger Gonzalez-Hibner for being with us. Thanks again to Sam Schoeneman for spending some time reminding us about the benefits of Pilates method and the impact of certification for our physical therapist and all the good things about Pilates here at Alpine Physical Therapy. For more questions on this topic, be sure to visit our website or call our clinics.